before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. It will not be one man going to the moon. It will be an entire nation.
All right, there we go. Had one setting fixed. Boom. Welcome. Glad you're here. You have audio now? I'm having this problem. I don't know why. It shows it's has audio on mine. Yes, no? Okay. Maybe I'm troubleshooting. I think there's like one little setting on here that's goofy. Okay. Well, as long as it's working, all I care about is that we can chat. Pull that down. Woo! Hey, I think I figured out the problem. So next time I stream, I will maybe not have that same issue. Hopefully. All right, y'all. Fun stream planned. Spoiler, coming down off I'll call it the Hill of Anger, about 30 minutes ago. My dog, who's been a star of the show in many regards, in, tearing cords, like flying through the room and tearing up cords, and being a psychopath and all those things, proved his worth as a psychopath and found, well, as a musician, I have these nice headphones that I use for recording and playing in live settings and things, and that are very expensive, that I've used for years and years, and he found them, and he successfully destroyed one of the headphones. So that was super exciting. That was a very exciting moment, and a great lesson in patience, as I'm finding out. I think this is all preemptive, learning to become a parent one day. I'm sure a parent, or as a kid, does something pretty wild, not knowing what they're doing. So this is just a lesson in patience. So we're working on that. I'm trying to chalk it up as that, otherwise I get frustrated. So if I am bitter tonight, it's only because I'm a little frustrated, to say the least. But it's okay. We have a fun stream planned. Lots of people in the chat. And yeah. So first of all, what's everyone drinking tonight? It is Sunday night, the week before Insanity. Well, a week before spring break for me, so Insanity. My students are gonna be nuts this week. But we can all drink the loss of headphones. Yes, please do. I have a couple things tonight. First of all, one I want to share This is, if I can get it. This is the Havoc Mead Bright Eyes. This is the new one that came out recently from them. It is a blueberry iced coffee mead, and I just did my review of it about 2 hours ago. So it's pretty interesting. Honestly, the flavor profile is different than what I thought. When I think blueberry iced coffee, I was thinking sweeter, but I also like my coffee sweeter. So, it's not as sweet. It's a little sour, but it's still good. It's still good. And then I have a bunch of other things because I've been doing some Mead chores and updating videos. So, oh gosh, I have 3 glasses in front of me, okay? These are all little samplers of things because, yeah, this is a Tupelo traditional that I'm working on. This is a mead that I am using sake yeast for, and it finished recently. And this one, I can't remember now. This one, I can't spoil. It's a Can It Be a Mead, and I will not say the ingredients. It's Can It Be a Mead episode 7, by the way. So, alright, let me read some of this chat, because I'm a little bit behind with that. If I'm behind, it's not because I don't care, it's because I'm working on it. Got lots of people. My kid is better than my dogs. I sure hope that my kids are better than my dog, because holy cow. Man, talk about angry. Rick is drinking the Crispy Honey Hydromel. Battlefield says howdy. We got Voodoo Ranger IPA. I've seen that. I've actually never tried it. Water with lime from Chris. I understand why you drink your teacher. This year's especially heavy in that regard. Big Blue Van Blueberry Wheat Beer. Ooh, that sounds good. Rocky says currently working on my first Bochet. Wish me luck. Well, good luck. That's awesome. About to make a berry medley blend. Nice. That's what I'll also get to. I have one more because barring the insanity of my evening, there's no doubt that these samplers and that will be gone. So I have one more planned. That prompted me. Jason says, tell us what you and doing the most are secretly planning. I can't do that. Why would I spoil all the surprises? That's not fun. No fun at all. Aaron says, hey, I'm 25 days into primary fermentation with a traditional mead. It has a slight bitter aftertaste. Any thoughts on mitigating that? It's probably dry, assumedly, and it could be yeasty. The culmination of those two can sometimes lead to a bitterness. I would say give it some time. Yeast flavor will drop out. Maybe stabilize it and back sweeten. That might help you out. That's my recommendation. Where was I? TK says, drinking a Baba Brew House fruit sour. A sheep named Sue Lychee pineapple mango. That sounds really good. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, there's someone mentioned the Discord. I can grab that link. It's somewhere in the world. If you want to be part of our community that talks about mead making all the time, feel free to hop on the Discord. There, I will, as soon as I find it, I will send it into the chat. You are welcome to be a part of this group. It is a fun group of people who discuss the different aspects of mead making. Click there, and that will send you to join us. It's fun. Mead Gunner says, do you think 8.5 to 9% is too heavy for a braggot? No, definitely not. I think you could push up. I feel like when you get to 12, 13, that's when it can be a little too heavy. Possibly. Not totally true. Aaron says, sipping on a lemon mead. Nice. O'Shane Blake, hey, how's it going? Javier says, cranberry mead from Thirsty Bee. I'll take that as a response to their future plans. We always have something going on. We're always planning something. I have a whole series around him and I chatting about things that would be a lot of fun. The challenge now is planning how to do it. So that's kind of what I'm working on, is making it look as professional as possible. I'll put it that way. Is it possible to make rice mead? Just asking for a friend. Possibly. I have never tried it. If you want to try it, be my guest. Go for it. I I don't know. I've never tried that. I'm sure it's possible. Christopher says, about to start my first mead, making a 5-gallon traditional, 5 gallons of water, 15 pounds of honey, 5 grams of yeast. How often do you degas during primary fermentation? Generally, if you're degassing, there's a lot of debate around this. The old world of mead will say that you need to degas pretty often in that primary stage. So the first couple days, you'll just go in and stir. And then new people are coming out and saying you don't need to degas during the stage at all, because it naturally degasses, especially if you use a staggered nutrient schedule. So I don't have any great data to say it's better to do it or not, but if you are going to degas, you might want to degas within the first 0 to 6 days, once a day. Just kind of go in and stir. That's what I would do. Mike says, drinking an apple mead. Very nice. Evan, is that your name? Evman. Awesome. Hey, look, we got a little right there. If you subscribe, if you do a lot of things, if you, I have this, I'm using Streamlabs. So if you subscribe, it pops up here. Boom, boom. If you also, there's like a donation thing and stuff like that. All of that will appear there. So see your name in lights. Look at all these people. Tommy Warnkin. That's a hard name to say. Glad you guys are here. Very fun. Edman, how's it going? Anyone ever do a cucumber and lime mead? That sounds interesting. Cucumber's not on my Can It Be a Mead series, but it could be interesting. Squeep says, that's a fun name. While you're live drinking my first mead right now, learn from you. Hey, awesome, man. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you got your first mead under your belt. Now you just got to buy some more honey and round 2. Keep going. TK, I've never had cat's claw, but maybe someone else has. Jason says, starting out a mead with Lalvin EC1118 yeast that will make it too dry. Should I stop it? In my experience, EC1118 burns through honey, but leaves a little bit of that honey character. It's going to go dry, but you can always back sweeten. So unless you want it to stop at like 10%, let it go. That's what I would do. Evman says, how do you approach oaking meads when you don't exactly have funds for a barrel? There are things like oak spirals and oak cubes and oak chips and oak spears. Basically a ton of different avenues for adding oak to your mead. They're honestly easier than the barrel thing, because the barrel thing you have to keep something in it all the time, which can be pretty tough. So I would say that get on Amazon, get on whatever, and go ahead and or go to your local brew shop if you have one and buy some oak chips or cubes or something like that. That would make it easier for you. So yeah, that's what's going on. That's what I would do, at least. Squeep says, have you ever thought about using lychee fruit? I have not, mainly because I don't know how to get a hold of it, but it sounds fun. I just have to figure. Oklahoma sucks in the regard of getting lots of things, but specifically rare fruit. Lychee, not rare. I don't know if that's rare. I've never seen it, so it's rare for me. But maybe one day, if I can get some lychee. Let's see. I gotta fix this mic a little bit. Okay, so I do have a question for y'all, because we're here to chat. Now, we're here to chat about mead making, and I want to know, as I was doing my mead chores, which everyone here probably is experienced in doing mead chores in some regard, I was like frustrated because I was doing silly things, and I was like, man, this is so boring. What's your least favorite mead chore to do? So I think, there are lots of different ones. Cleaning up after you do stuff, or my least favorite one is cleaning buckets or cleaning carboys, stuff like that. So that can be really frustrating. Of course, there's like racking. You can consider that a mead chore. You can consider anything in that regard. Logan says mopping the ceiling. I agree. That's not a great one. Mead Gunner says about to start a pecan brown ale. That sounds really good. Valentino says, what's your favorite thing to make other than mead? Beer. I'd like to make beer when I get the chance, but I don't have the fermenters to do it, so I'm stuck. Have you ever tried cinnamon and cherry? I haven't. That could be good, though. Can you use Olive Nation flavoring? I have no idea what that is. Sorry, Jason. Hello, Michelle. Glad you're here. Disco says cleaning racking cane. Ooh, that's pretty bad, too. Or cleaning out the tubing. This, like, doing it well. You can rinse it and just walk away, but if you want to do it, like, if you rack something that's real messy, that's pretty rough. Removing labels and commercial. Ooh, that's up there. I need to do... Oh, I have an idea. I just got an idea. I'm not going to spoil it on here. I have an idea for a video now. Cleaning individual 12-ounce bottles before bottling. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Cleaning the siphon. Cleaning a pot after bochet. That is really not fun either. Elmer says, what do you do with the mead you don't like? I have 13 gallons of mead going. Just dumped a gallon. It's too sweet. Back into the primary. You can mix it with other things. You can blend it. You can do anything you want. Add fruit. If it's too acidic, then you can bring down the acidity by putting a complementary fruit or something in there. If it's not acidic enough, you can add acid blend, lemon juice. If it's not sweet enough, you can stabilize it and add honey. There's lots of options. Don't give up. Another Okie here. Working my first mead, racked a few days ago. I hate that part because I'm close to you. It's hard. I would recommend to go ahead and start your next mead basic because I think you will find that you like your first one more than likely. Agreed on the label removing. Yeah, Michelle, that's probably, now that we're talking about that, that's arguably my least favorite one. Every time I clean my soak labels, I should say, soak bottles, I put them in this 7.5 or 8 gallon plastic, whatever it is, bucket, and put the PBW on it and let it sit for a couple days. And more often than not, it sits for like a week because I am so lazy to like not do it. It's just annoying. But racking and bottling is frustrating. It is very frustrating. I agree. I rinse my equipment. Yeah, I think that you don't have to go too crazy with unless you're racking something that has a lot of stuff that can stick to the tubing, you're probably not going to run into the issue of needing to clean that tube super well. But Squeep says, thoughts on canned food? Canned fruit. I would say that canned fruits, depending on... Well, do you mean puree? Because they're like brewer's grade purees that are meant for that. If you're talking about like going in a can of peaches to put in your mead, you're also gonna get the syrup from the peaches. So unless you like wash off the canned fruit, you're gonna get extra sugar that's you don't really want. So I would say canned, let's say whatever, Walmart canned fruit, probably not the best thing for a mead. But who am I to say? How many different types of yeast do you use? I use a lot of Lavin products and Red Star. Excuse me, that caught me. What else do I use? White Labs. I've been experimenting with them. Omega yeast. Some. What else? That's pretty much the gamut of ones that I like to use. Welcome, David. You didn't miss anything. We're just chatting. The usual. Shooting the mead at this point. Like a can of peaches. Yeah, I would say that you're going to get sugar from your simple syrup. Or was it a simple syrup that they put in there? It's some kind of sugary substance that just adds on top of it. So unless you get some organic stuff that's like doesn't have that, you're going to run into an issue. Frozen is better. Yeah, I like frozen fruit more often. I like fresh fruit the most, but frozen fruit also works. My last resort nowadays is puree. Only because puree has such a massive amount of sediment. It is the hugest. I almost said hugest. Not the word I want. The biggest pain to deal with. You just lose. You could have a gallon of mead and put in 2 pounds of puree, and you end up with half a gallon to 2/3 of a gallon of mead. And next thing you know, you're like, okay, well, crap, I got to deal with this. So it's not fun. Ross says, have you used 10 pounds canned pitted cherries and a Viking blood? 5 pounds. Did you do anything with the cherries, like the simple syrup, assumedly, that was in it? at the time? I'd be curious. See, lychee is what I want to experiment with. Go for it. All I'm saying is you are going to get sugars from the canned stuff, generally. So you need to factor that into your fermentation, especially through a gravity reading. If you're doing it in the primary, it's easiest to do that. So go for it. You're not going to hurt anything as long as there's no chemical preservatives within that canned fruit. That's what I think, at least. Nicholas says, what do you think separates the highly sought after meads, shrams, pips, etc. from others, both commercial and homebrewers alike? Method to madness, and I would say notoriety. You know, Shrams is known for the Heart of Darkness. I've never had it. I want to try it one day. But the point is, he's known for a mead. Therefore, if you're known for something, you are known for lots of things. You are investigated in that regard. So I think that there are lots of meaderies that make lots of great stuff. However, they are not as notable or big. So I think it's just simply the fact that there are more eyes on those people. If there are more eyes on the small mead guy, he'd be a big mead guy. Brian says, what about using fruit concentrate in the primary? I think that could work too. Again, factor it into your original gravity. Go for it. As long as you're getting fruit impartation without chemical preservatives in that primary fermentation, you're good. Like, get it whichever way you need. Don't listen to the people that say you have to have X specific thing, because you are going to be frustrated that you can't get specific thing like somebody else. So that's, yeah. Jason says, just started my first few batches after YouTube recommended juice to cider video a month ago. Hey, that's awesome, man. That video's bumped up. It's popped up a little bit, which is fun. I gotta check my audio, make sure I'm not blowing up. Oh, we're good. We're good. Got the lo-fi beats behind everything. So yeah. I had a plan. I had something planned, and I was working on it, and then the whole dog incident happened, eating my very expensive headphone. So my extra plan I had is not happening tonight. Maybe next stream. I'm hopefully going to do this next week as well, next Sunday. That's the plan at least, but given, well, we'll see. Depends on next week. Depends on if my dog eats more headphones. He apparently likes them. He's a big fan of the audio. Alfred says, does non-fermentable add to gravity? Yes, it does. Yeah. So if you use like erythritol, which is a non-fermentable sugar, it adds to the gravity, but it can't be fermented on, so it just adds sweetness in that regard. Jason says, I've done quite a few juice to cider recipes and tweaking them for my simple intermediate. Yeah, the video I put up is a great launching point for people. The whole purpose of the video for somebody to get a grape juice bottle, and it basically was a video for anybody in quarantine who's like, man, I'm tired of buying my own stuff. I want to go make something. Okay, go buy a Welch's grape juice bottle and, buy this cheap yeast packet and dump part of it in. That's a good starting point. Now, that's the launching point, because after that you can go, how can I make this Welch's grape juice not be so flat? Okay, add a little acid. Or how can I raise the ABV on it? I don't want it to be 8%. I want it to be 12%. Okay, well, add some sugar. So you get this starting point for people. That was the whole purpose of it. And I think that it's a good point to get into mead, because all you got to do is add some honey to it. Michelle says, my biggest struggle is keeping up with documentation. I agree. That reminds me, I did a bunch of mead chores tonight and changed some things around. I need to write down everything I did tonight after this, because I'll forget. Jason says, I love a sweet mead. I love sweet mead. I love it too. It's great. Is it better to ferment on the fruit or in the secondary? Huge debate. And When I first started, I simply did it in the primary. That was my whole thing. I was like, I'm just going to do it in the primary because that's what's best from what I've heard. And then I switched to wholly secondary and doing it all there. Both of them have their pros and cons. I would say if you can do both, that's the best route to go. If I was only to choose one, I would say the secondary, for me personally, is the better time and place to do it. However, I would much rather go with both. I would choose both any day at this point. Evman, goodness, says hot brew or cold brew method for your tea if you're using it in Methaglen. I haven't A/B'd it, honestly, so I don't know if one brings out more acidity or whatever of tea. I think it also depends on the tea and the quality of the tea and that stuff. So I don't have a great answer. If you have a good answer for me, share it with us. We're here to learn, for sure. I use a Google Sheet and have all my brews back to about 3 years. That's what I do too. I have a Google Sheet. It's actually available. I keep it up to date. It's on. I need to repost it up on my Patreon, but my patrons can see everything that I have fermenting right now, which it includes about 150 mead recipes. Mead and wine and a couple beer recipes, and my total brew log. So I kind of put that up there. I need to actually share that again sooner than later for people. My biggest beginner mistake was not taking notes. Absolutely. You want to know how alcoholic your brew is? You want to know when you started it? Because we are forgetful people. You also want to know what to change if you were to try and do it again, which most of the time we don't arrive at the perfect recipe the first time. Jimmy says, word of advice for a novice starting their first batch. I would say don't get too crazy. You could jump down the rabbit hole of needing to buy 12 ingredients to get to that penultimate result, but I would say make your first mead, and then if you find that it doesn't have enough bite, maybe you need to add a little acid blend, you can go and buy that. If it doesn't have enough body, you can add tannin, which is a wine tannin, which is a great way to add body to the mead. You can do that after it's done fermenting. If it's not sweet enough, you can stabilize it and you can add more honey, but don't do anything crazy in the beginning. Try it as it is, as the dry mead that it is, and then decide if you want it sweeter or stuff like that. You might not understand the acid side, you might not understand tannin side. That's okay. Start with sweetness. You know if you like something sweet or if you like something dry. That's pretty standard. That's something we all can relate to. We might not all have the palate to say this is good, that this has the tannic value that I want, or anything like that. Wolf Blades says store-bought frozen fruit or cut it up and freeze it yourself. I much prefer to cut it up and freeze it myself because you can pick the specific fruit that you want from the location that you want. When you do the store-bought frozen, you're at the whim of Walmart, and that just doesn't sound very fun to me. Rocky says, did you ever make a video on your salted caramel? I have a salted caramel bochet. What's it called? Rocky, I think that specific video is called the Double Trouble Bochet, something like that. If you look on my channel, look up bochet, it's got a blueberry and it's got a salted little caramel image on it, and that's what it is. So that's the one. I did 2 bochets in one video. Evman says, may just do that. Got a few 1-gallon carboys that need filling. Yeah, let me know. I'm curious, Evman. The whim of Walmart. Absolutely. That is the unfortunate truth of it. There's not a lot of control. Jake, you and doing the most should do a collab mead. We have been doing. That's what I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we've been doing the mead swap series. How many of you guys have watched the mead swap series? I'm curious. And I'm pulling up a link for something because I think, where is? I have recently, let's see. I want to get to this store. I've recently got a new shirt. A new logo, I should say, rather. Boom. I'm going to throw this in the chat, y'all. This is going to be only up for a limited amount of time, only because of the website I'm using. If you want to buy some nice shirts from me with a new logo and some things and support the channel, the cool thing about this website is I get a higher percentage of the revenue from the shirts than most people. Most of the time when you buy a shirt from some companies, they give you like $2. Like the shirt costs $22 and they give you $2 and they're like, good luck, you know, hope you enjoyed it. But this one, they give me more, so you can sleep well knowing that you've supported the channel while also getting some cool merch. So feel free to check that out if you would like. I have missed some things. Michelle says, I've learned to add more fruit in the primary than the secondary because my brews have been the fruity flavored. That's not my goal. If you want to do the in-between result, you can take and put your fruit in, well, let's say that your mead starts at 1.100. Assumedly, it's going to go to 1.000. You could potentially add your fruit in at, let's say, 1.020 before the primary is finished, and just do that. And that way that the vigorous part of the fermentation, aka the beginning of fermentation, is not blowing off your fruit esters, your flavors that you really want, which is nice. And you're able to retain those things. That's also a way to do it. Sim says, does cooking honey for a bochet make some of the sugar unfermentable? Yes, it does, especially if you do it for longer. The longer you bochet, the more or less fermentable the honey is. Michelle says, I've seen y'all's videos. We have another one coming out soon-ish, I think. It's in the works. Ross says, restaurant supply stores are great. Stores are great for frozen. Yeah, I would do that for sure. Pure and simple honey. I actually have some. I don't think it's bad. I think it does okay for a starting point. It's not the best thing in the world. It's like if I was rating it, a 6.5 out of 10. You know, assuming the local really nice person is a 10 out of 10. Sounds like a good idea. Robert says, any experience aging in whiskey barrels? No, I don't have any experience, namely because I don't have any space to do it. If I had more space, I would love to, honestly, spend some time aging in a whiskey barrel. I think a bochet aged in a whiskey barrel would be freaking amazing. So I would highly, well, one day when I get that, I'm going to reach out to somebody with a barrel and see if I can get that and try it, because I would love to do that. Be sure to check out that link. I'll throw it one more time into the chat. If you guys would like to support the channel and get some merchandise, there is this link right here. That's to a shirt, a bunch of shirts. So you see right now I'm wearing this I don't think I have this shirt available currently, but if you want to purchase the new logo shirt it's got a small one and I've got a big one, big logo shirt. It's up there. Again, you can support the channel and that's just helpful. Also get some merchandise. It's only up for about 20 something more days, and then I have to actually restart the campaign because of how this company works. But it is it's nice. Anyways, there's also the Discord, which I'm currently checking to see who has joined, if anyone has joined the Discord. Haven't had anybody join yet, but feel free to join the Discord. Did that Discord link work? Can somebody help me out? There's a Discord link in the chat that, not in the chat, excuse me, in the description that is iffy. Sometimes it works. Some people have had success with it. Some people have also said it never works. So, welcome, Spike. Glad you're here. Oh no. Somebody help me out. Tell me if that Discord link works. If not, I need help making it work, because you guys know me in technology. I should be good at it, but here I am struggling. Okay, I've got a bunch of things in front of me. I'm gonna finish off this one. This is a Tupelo traditional sampler. Ooh, it's got some bite. I gotta work on that. And of course, water. Everyone's gotta hydrate tonight. Michelle, Discord is imagine a Facebook. Imagine our Facebook group, but it is just a different app. It's just a world where you are able to jump in and chat with people, but there's more specific rooms. So let's say this says the server is down. Gosh dang it. There's specific areas. So let's say you wanted to talk about in my Discord the chat for traditional meads. You could do that. Well, crud, y'all. And now this light just died. Everything's falling apart. It's still... I think it's because it tags me in it. Oh, there's a flaw right there. Well, this is an interesting situation. Can someone else possibly get the Discord link? I'm going to try and get it, but it also... I just want to share this. I don't like to do these things on stream. I don't like, because I end up doing this where I'm just making noise. Invite people. There we go. Oh, there we go. Hey, use this link. This is a different link, but it will work. Boom. That's a Discord link. It should send you to our channel, to the Man-Made Mead. Man-Made Meters, I think is what it's called. Hey, Texas Longhouse Mead. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, man. Glad you're doing that. I am going to finish this one right here. So this is an interesting experiment of mine. This is a sake yeast. This light just died. Give me one moment, y'all. I lost a light. And I gotta fix it. Well, kinda get some light. Struggle bus over here. Give me a moment, y'all. Lost another light. Oh, goodness. That's it. Whatever. I don't care. That's light enough. I think I got the Discord. Is it working now? Anybody want to check that link? I'm curious. Hopeful that it's working. It's still good on audio. Love it. This right here is a fun experiment. I'm going to spoil a little bit of it. I'm not going to give you the complete results. This is a mead using a sake yeast. Now, I didn't do anything special in that I didn't like try to cater it to the sake yeast, to the sake side. I literally just threw sake yeast into a must. And I will say it's pretty good. New link is good. Good. I know what to do from now on, which is awesome. Ooh, look at all these people. Love it. So if you hop in the Discord, you will see, Michelle, you will see that there's a general chat. There's a meme chat. We send memes in there. There's a spot where you can promote YouTube things you see. Mead fails. There's a spot for mead resources. I like to always provide you guys with things I find useful and other people find useful. So there's that. This is also the place when I do the call-in show chat as well, where you can hop on there. It's a voice channel. So welcome all these new people. We got lots of new people in here, which is super exciting. Let's see. Jake says, are you looking forward to tasting and judging all the Mead Stampede entries? Absolutely. So I get married at the end of May, and we are going to do tasting things at the beginning of June. So that whole 2-week span is going to be very exciting. You get married, and then I get to drink a bunch of mead. What more could I ask for from the world? So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what you guys have in store for us. I think you guys are going to create some great things, and I think it's going to be fun. So make sure you check that out. I could pull up the link. Will someone else help me out? Will someone pull up the Mead Stampede? I think it's just... Hold on. I don't want to spell it wrong. How embarrassing would it be for me to spell my own... There it is. My own competition website wrong. Leave it to me. Boom. Check it out, meadstampede.org. If you want to join our competition, it's a lot of fun. It's very exciting. We got 51 people in the chat, which is super exciting. I'm excited for this. Let's see. Check that out right there. That's that link if you want to join us. So, like I was saying, sake yeast, very interesting. I actually rinsed the yeast, and I'm going to be using it again for something. I'm also planning on giving some to Doing the Most, because I think he'd have some fun with it. Also, he has some that new Philly sour yeast. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's this new one that came out that is a sour yeast for beer that might go well with mead. Who knows? I'm curious to try that. Hopefully he will give me some of that in the future, but who knows? I have a lot of fun videos coming out. One video, the video for tomorrow, is also very exciting. I have compiled 25 mead recipes. Some of them my own, some of them classics like the Bray's 1 month mead, which, by the way, I'm going to have him on the podcast here in about a month. Super excited about that. And stuff like the, Joe's Ancient Orange and the Viking Blood. Everything that's like classic is going into this mead video recipe. So there's 25 total mead recipes coming out tomorrow, and they have instructions too on how to make them. It's about a 9-minute video, and it should be a lot of fun. I'm hopeful that it will be a good launching point for any brewers who are getting started in the world and who need mead recipes. Some of them are mine. Of course, I put mine in because it's going on my channel. I want to share my own stuff. But I also want to share the classics, so to speak. So that is an exciting one. Thursday will be a video where I called it the Maple Praline mead face-off. Basically, I made a maple praline mead 2 different ways. One was natural, one was unnatural, so to speak, and went back and forth. I got some friends to taste test them, and I think that it was a lot of fun. So that will be out soon too. Scripts, trying to explain all this to my friend. That should help. Is that for? Do you mean you're trying to explain the mead competition? I don't really know. Spike says, you say instructions, I say lose instructions. Well, it's rough. It's not perfect. It's not like, add this after 7 days. It's like, add the, mix your stuff in, rack it over. It's not a perfect set of instructions. So, yeah. I don't know. That would have been a little overwhelming for that video. You guys will see that it's a lot of information as is. So if I had every single mead had a 4 slides of instructions, I think people would zone out. So it's a good launching point for people to get in. Squeep says the different types of mead recipes. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Sorry, I just was explaining that. I don't know why I didn't pick that up. I'm trying to finish this one because I want to open up this one right here. This is something I bottled today. This is a blueberry wild yeast snow mead. And I used snow water as the base for this mead. Used blueberries for the blueberry flavoring and the wild yeast. And then I added maple syrup as the back sweetening portion. That video will be out eventually, but I want to open this one mainly because I'm comparing. This is a blueberry-ish mead. This is I don't know if some people might have missed it, but this is the Bright Eyes from, my camera's not focusing, Bright Eyes from Havoc Meadery. So it's the new one that came out. It's a blueberry coffee mead. I wanted to kind of A-B, so this is theirs, this is mine, doing that stuff. Rocky says, should I add extra honey to my bochet? That's up to you, my friend. If you want it to be sweeter, then you probably want to add more honey. If you are just doing it just cause, I don't know, whatever. It's really up to you and your sweetness level and your desire to get a sweet mead. We just had somebody buy a shirt. Thank you so much to Kevin. I don't have your last name, Kevin. Sorry. Kevin just bought a shirt through Bonfire. He has supported the channel. Shout out to you, Kevin. MVP of the evening for sure. Rocky, the whole Bocets are going to be naturally sweet-ish because they have caramelized honey, especially if you go longer. So if you want it to be mega sweet, yes. If you also want it to be slightly sweet, then a little bit will help you out. Sweet. Just checking my audio. Yeah, Kevin. Everybody give up. Well, I was going to say, what's the opposite in the Twitch world when someone fails, you put F in the chat? What's the opposite of that? Anybody know? What's the opposite of F in the chat? Claps in the chat, thumbs up in the chat. I don't really know. I think somewhere in the world, I have some emojis. If you join, if you join this, look at all these fun emojis. If you join us, you can put some cool emojis around. Look at all those Vikings and things. W, a fat W. There we go. Pogs. I like that. W's in the chat. Yeah, I'm all for that. PogChamp. Jake says, off the top of your head, what's your most favorite recipe from Doing the Most? I have to say, I know it's a lame, quote, lame answer because everybody knows it, but his crispy hydromelt is one of the most just like, every night I could take 2 bottles home and just go to town. You know, it would be awesome. So I would definitely say that's probably arguably my favorite right now, but he has a lot of great stuff. I recently tried some of his Acer Glens he's been working on. Also very good. So, hey, we got another guy. This is, sorry, I gotta find it now. And drum roll, Tanner, let's give a big old W's, PogChamps, all of the things in the chat for Tanner for supporting and buying a shirt. Thank you, Tanner. Shout out to you, MVP as well. I don't know if there can be multiple MVPs, but you are achieving that. Multiple MVPs. One thing I like about this one, so this one is that blueberry I was talking about. It's not super clear. I don't really, honestly, don't care about clarity. I am struggling over my words. I did oak it, by the way, which was kind of fun. Not gonna lie, not lying, these shirts are dope. Do it. I mean, I understand. I'll put it this way. Please do not feel like obligated to get a shirt. If you are unable to do so, if it puts you in a situation where you're uncomfortable financially, do not feel like you need to purchase a shirt. If you are in a comfortable situation and would like to support the channel, by all means, I would love to provide you with a shirt, I'd appreciate your support. So do not put yourself in a situation where you're uncomfortable. That is the last thing I ever want. All the W's, I like that. Squeeps, did you design the shirt yourself? No, I am not the artistic type in that regard. Musically, I'm artistic, but I had some help. I don't have a bottle with a label around, but I had some help with my labels, and then I actually used Fiverr, which is a very cool avenue for getting services and things done, especially logos. I used a guy on Fiverr, so that was a lot of fun. Welcome to Mr. Happy 144p. Welcome. Again, I'll throw that link if you would like to support. There's a lot of links tonight, so I understand I am throwing a lot of things in the chat. But essentially, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support the Mead Stampede, there's a lot of avenues. Kicking the camera. That's exciting. There we go. Boom. Mark says, do you label your bottles? If you do, how do you make the labels? So the way I label my bottles, great question, Mark, is... I don't know why this isn't working. There we go. I had a friend help me design the labels. She gave me the file to be able to edit them. And so I go through and I change colors. I change information as I need to. And then I, of course, just change the name, all that stuff, essentially. I send it off to my local print shop, which is called Quick Print. And I have a good reputation, good friendship with them. And so they do it on this glossy sticker paper. And then I cut the labels myself with a old school cutting, paper cutting board, and I stick them on. So that's how I do it. You can, of course, go through and make them on some random website, use Fiverr or something like that. But I found that this is a cheaper alternative to that. So that's what I do for mine. Spike says, I took a chance and got not weed honey. Interesting. 2 gallons. Really good deal. I heard of that, but I feel like it's not common around here. David, thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Glad to have you guys around. I'm looking at the Discord right now. We got people hopping in here and chatting about things. We got a bunch of new people. It's a great place, by the way, to chat with us about mead making. So that's what's happening right there. Here's a question for you guys. First of all, I found something out recently that I find fascinating. The lead singer for the band Tool, his name is something Keenan. I should know his name, but I don't. He lead singer for I'm a guy, I can't multitask. You'd think as a teacher I'd be able to multitask, but I can't. Maynard James Keenan. He owns a winery and he makes his own mead. So I find that fascinating. I reached out to him today via Instagram, of course. So we'll see if he actually responds. Doubtful, but I reached out to him to have him on the podcast. So I think that'd be a lot of fun to see if he. I have zero idea if it's gonna happen, but it'd be funny to see if I could get him on. I sent him a link, so that'd be fun. My other person I'm trying to get on, if you remember the show Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, there's a guy named Cole Sprouse who's one of the twins of that show. He owns a meadery called All Wise Meadery in New York, and I am attempting to do that. I am very doubtful that I'm going to get Maynard on here, but it'd be, in a lot of ways, it'd just be very interesting. We got another person who has purchased a shirt to help us and given me a tip. You are a donation. Thank you so much to Jason. Shout out to you, Jason. You are the 3rd MVP, most valuable players. Is that what that means? Of the evening. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys greatly. He was on the Joe Rogan Experience. That's what I mean. Joe Rogan's podcast is this huge, I'm not going to say monopoly on podcasting, but he's got a big hold on it. So it's very doubtful that he's going to come on some small podcasts like mine. But it'd be fun. It's informational, and my goal would be to chat with him about wine and mead making, and probably not bring up too much tool stuff because that's not what we're here for. But we'll see. That'll be dope. You could play sober during the podcast. Oh man, I don't think it's gonna happen. My question though, in that regard, are there any? I learned about him making wine through a friend today, and that's why I reached out. Are there any other people that you know of that are in the wine/mead world that you think could be interesting podcast guests. I would love to reach out to them. I have no shame. I will gladly, cast a net, and if it fails, great. If it succeeds, great. But I'm curious. You guys have any other guests do you want to see on the podcast? Spike says, make DMT Mead and Joe Rogan will come to you. Man, Joe Rogan, what a guy. He's an intimidating person. Jake says, I started as a beer brewer, but I've really made a ton more mead recently because it's not a 6 to 8 hour process. I agree. The beginning of beer is rough. I mean, truly, you are spending hours boiling, hours waiting for it to cool if you don't have the proper equipment to cool quickly. That kind of sucks, but you can be done in a month, which is super nice. I would definitely like to live in that world more. If I made more hydromels, I could absolutely live there, but I don't make a ton. I make some hydromels, but I don't make them exclusively. So that is I would love to do. I'm doing, actually, funny enough, I say that. I've been planning these 4 hydromels. One is a traditional hydromel, simple. Apple hydromel, a banana hydromel, and a pear hydromel. I did all 4. I have 4 videos for them. I finished off the series of videos with a video called The Flight Night. And it's where a group of friends and I, we hopped on to Zoom, and I had given them bottles of it to try, and we just drank them on Zoom and chatted about them. And I will say this, it turned into one of the most fun videos I've done to date, only because it was just a lot of fun to do, to chat with them about the meads I made, but also we ended up chatting for 2 hours. The video itself is 30 minutes. We talked for 2 hours about the specific meads, but also like mead law and various stuff like that, and it was very fascinating. So that will be out. Don't know when exactly, but those 4 videos will be out, and the flight night, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. Hopefully you guys are excited too. It'll be right before summertime, so right before hydromel season, so to speak. We'll get to hopefully you'll get to make some quick meads. Les Claypool of Primus makes wine. Ooh, talk about an interesting dude as well. I didn't remember that. Les Claypool. I know of course. He's musically, that dude is weird, but that's not a bad thing. You can be weird. Mr. Happy says, what's your favorite mead yeast strain? I use a lot of Lalvin QA23, D47, pretty on the regular. I have spent a little more time with the Red Star Premier Rouge as of recently. I'm feeling this sake yeast. I think it's pretty good as well, but I would not say it's good for everything. Other strains I like, the K1V1116 from Lalvin is nice. If you want to do a ale strain, the US 05 from Safale is nice. There are a lot of yeast to choose from, but those are some of my favorites, frankly. So, ooh, that's so good. That's nice. Let's go see. Got more people in the Discord. Super nice, super exciting. I don't have it set up tonight, otherwise I would gladly do the whole let's chat on the Discord. I don't have it set up with my world, so maybe in the future, but not tonight. Sorry, checking audio, making sure it's not messed up. So here's the question. It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks actually since my last live stream. What do you guys got going on in your brew house? I myself I haven't started a bunch of projects. I currently have about 17 or 18 going. 4 of them are gonna take a long time, but most of them are quick turnarounds. So I have a lot of things happening. I don't like to spoil too much. I feel like I've already spoiled a lot of my videos tonight, but what do you guys have got going on in your own brew house? What's the most exciting brew you want to share with us. Spike says, my next mead is going to be traditional, using 7 different kinds of honey. Hydrate with Go Firm. Step feed with all different kinds of nutrients. Interesting, interesting. That's pretty fascinating. I also just realized this chat window is bad. Give me one moment. There we go. It's fun when you realize something way too late in the stream that there's no reason for me to have my own ability to chat in here. Boom. 7 different kinds of honey. I have a mead that has 3 different kinds, and I feel like I'm already pushing the boundaries of everything. So that's wild. 7. Game Collector says 10-gallon rosemary, bay leaf, and lemon peel metheglin. That sounds really good. Lester says, I just made a blueberry acerglyn. That's kind of what I have here, actually. Very new, like a month into brewing in general. That sounds really nice, though. I would love to get that recipe down. Blueberry acerglyn sounds amazing. Squeep says, I have a blueberry hibiscus and ginger going. Very nice, very nice. Disco Leg says, cotton candy, grapes, mead. Ooh. Javier says, my plantain mead is finished fermenting, but has gone completely dry. If you're going to use enzymes, be prepared for that. Yeah, there are drawbacks. There's pros and cons of everything in life. That's what I'm learning. As I get older, as I get wiser, there are pros and cons of every moment. Rick says, hibiscus hydromel, crushable, summer cider, blueberry hydromel. Ooh, those all sound great. Michelle says, in secondary, I have an apple pie, strawberry jam. Oops, sorry, kicking the camera. 4 gallons of mixed berry and 2 gallons of pineapple strawberry. You got a very fruity vibe going on, Michelle. You are rocking that Hawaiian life, that's for sure. Mr. Happy says, I think I ruined a new mead with fining agents. It's now had a weird powdery texture at the back of my mouth. What did you use? I'm curious if you... I don't know. That's interesting. I'm curious what fining agent you used. Jake has a Skeeter pea recipe going with Oslo Kvike. That sounds fun. Jason says, what's the next honey you're searching for? What's the next one? Doing the most just got some raspberry blossom honey, which I'm going to get from him, which would be really nice. There's one, Michelle can probably help me out, but there's a, crap, what's it called? It's native to like Hawaii. That's really interesting. I don't know. I can't remember what it is, but there's a Hawaiian honey that I really want to get. That sounds awesome. I've used a lot of varietals at this point, in truth. Not to say I've used them all, but there are lots that I would like to use for sure. Spike says, I bet meadow foam would go good with, cotton candy. Yeah. Lahua, that's what it is. Thank you. Yeah, I heard about that. I really want to get a hold of some of that. It sounds interesting and a lot of fun to use. Oddly enough, so I got this. I of course always buy honey. I have this 60-pound pail of blueberry blossom honey. I haven't used a single pound of it yet because I haven't had any space in fermenters. I've had the pail for almost 3 weeks now. Haven't used a pound of it yet because I'm waiting to close up certain things, essentially. And all the stuff that I closed down today, stuff from buckets, went into the 1 gallons. So I'm waiting for the moment I can start some new projects with this blueberry honey. I'm excited for that. But the Lahua sounds awesome. I feel like that's like the most Oklahoma way I could say that. Lahua. I got a little hick in me. Nitty Gritty says, started my first mead with some honey and chopped up some raisins and some black tea. I'm curious to see how that turns out, for sure. I think David is bringing back some from the Big Island. I hope so. I'd pay him handsomely for that. Rick says, I want to explore meadow foam next. Absolutely. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a little hard to get, frankly, but I still think it's fun. Spike, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. Gotta make a Marion mead with the blueberry blossom honey, like Superstition. That sounds fun. You guys get to see the little Hellraiser tonight. I've had some very kind people gift me things as the MVP. This is the fourth MVP of the night. He is the culprit of the, well, he ate the headphone. So we'll see how he does. It was a tiny headphone. But this little guy right here is definitely on my naughty list. I now have to spend a lot of money to make up for the silly choice that this 4.5-month-old dog has made. So, thank you to my child, I guess you could say, for making my life more difficult, for sure. Thanks, buddy. Shout out to you. Hopefully he'll just go back to sleep. Oh. We'll see. Doing the Most has entered the chat. Welcome, my friend. Glad you're here. We were talking about you. I won't say when. What a rascal. That is the kindest word I could use in that moment. I did not use very kind words, I'll say that, when I found him eating my expensive headphone. JM, what breed? He is a Labradoodle. So he's very hairy. He actually was supposed to get a haircut yesterday, but guess who goofed on actually booking the appointment? Me. So I didn't actually do it. My bad. Game Collector says, might be a random question, but does anyone know any channels that make methaglen? I think most mead making channels make some methaglen in some time, but I'm actually working on one myself. It's a cinnamon methaglen. Video won't be out for a little while though. Sorry. That's not the puppy's fault. You left it where he could get it. It's true. I mentioned this earlier. This is a huge lesson, and I mean huge financial lesson on patience. Because holy cow. Yes, you're right. I left it apparently in the wrong place at the wrong time. But the frustration, regardless, was there. Elmer says, just started a hopped rose hip and chamomile on oak. Ooh, that sounds really good. That sounds nice. I want to do more with chamomile tea at some point. Sounds like a lot of fun. Doing the Most is here. He's we have, well, I will say Jake BC Jake was asking us what our plans are, what videos we're working on, and I would not spoil the upcoming things because I feel like that's lame. So he'll just have to wait to see when those come out. Squeeps says rosehip is the next ingredient I'm jumping into. I actually used rosehips this last time for the Iron Bee. I didn't promote it on my channel, but I did enter the Iron Bee last year, and the secret ingredient was rosehips, which I had never used before. And there was a kind of a tragic moment in that when I sent off my bottles for the competition, I sent off a couple more for the crew at the Mead house to try, and 2 of my bottles in transit, I guess the box showed up and it looked like a freaking bear had gotten a hold of it, and one of the bottles had broken, and then I waited to see if I could get, well, one of the guys from the Mead house reached out and said, hey, your box blew up, and he said he would get back to me with a personal review of my mead because I was too late for the competition with all the hubbub, and I never got that back. So unfortunately I did not get a result from the Iron Bee, but here we go. Holy cow, I missed a lot of things in my talk. Where can I buy the mid-size? Oh, that's a BC question. Does your fiance support all of your fermentation projects and mead making? You know, on our first date, I straight up told her that I do all of these things and spelled out my 17 hobbies I have, and she was like, cool, let's do this. So I think she's very supportive, which is nice. Patrick says, I just made 20 gallons. Wow, there you go. Also, those were way back. I missed those. Is this not loading? What's happening here? It's not loading on my... Oh, it's not refreshing on my chat here. Sorry, y'all. I'm missing chat because my stuff here is not going. Oh no, I broke it. I shouldn't have hit a button. Okay, we're good. Waiting for dandelions to pop up. Going to try to make a mead with them. Check out Doing the Most's video on the dandelion mead. He is a much more patient person than me to do that mead. I honestly, not that I don't want to do that mead, but there's a lot that goes into it. And I don't know if I want to spend the time making that mead. So, shout out to him for patience. Clay says, I pitched 4 gallons of apple cider today in my very first mead. Very nice, man. I'm glad to have you aboard the mead train. It's a lot of fun. Aditya, I butchered that. Sorry, buddy. Says, hey, hope things are well. Do you have a recommendations for a mini fridge / chest freezer for fermentation chamber? I found one. I don't know where you're at in the world, but I found one. There's a big store called Sam's, which they sell everything from clothes to, you know, whatever, to booze essentially. And I found a 7.5 gallon. It was a large chest freezer for like $150 on a sale one day. So I got a really good deal on that. If you can find that. Costco, I think, has that as well. I would just look for a good deal. Or, Aditya, since you are on, or since you're in the US, you might find something local to you on like a Facebook Marketplace or a Craigslist. I think that it would, that's a good place to look. You know, there's iffiness in that you could possibly get something that somebody's used and broken, but there's also a chance that you might get something that's great. So we got to kind of roll the dice. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of buying used is rolling the dice for sure. We got even more people in the chat. Holy cow, this is so fun. Do we have one thing I love about the Discord? I think there are about 430 people in the Discord in total, and it's just a great place to chat about mead making. And I will absolutely, very quickly, because I totally was ready to do this, put the link in the chat. Boom, there we go. Join our Discord, be a part of our team, Team Mead, which is fun. So, one idea I have, so you guys know that the new world is, I don't know if you know this, is tier list. So, for example, how many of you guys have ever seen, I'm pulling one up right now, have you ever seen something like, or know what a tier list is, I should say. I'll download this. So this is what I mean. How many of you guys have seen a tier list of some sort? It's basically just a list of things. Oh, hold on. Struggling. There we go. This right here. It's essentially a list of things like where people are saying this is the best, this is the worst. So for example, in this case, somebody said, I'm just gonna make this big. Somebody said that the Snickers was the best, and M&M's the best, and so on and so forth. So I want to start doing some more of these things. I already have a video created for an idea in regards to mead making. But I thought of some more for this evening, during this evening, I should say. One of them was to get a bunch of, have a tier list for the mead chores. What are the best mead chores, meaning probably easiest, and what are the worst mead chores? So you could go all the way to the bottom and say the best mead chore is, you know, X, and the worst mead chore to do is delabeling bottles, something like that. So that's like a new thing. A lot of people do them in regards to A lot of people do them in regards to video games and things like that. I'm actually trying to pull it up on here. There's a whole website for it. That'd be fun. I can actually pull one up. Categories. Maybe we'll do one real fast. Type in food. We're gonna get real. Ooh, beer and alcohol. There's a whole bunch of these though. Oh, I don't know if I could do this. This one has a bunch of rum on it. Sorry, this is bad podcasting commentary. Doing the most says, give me $2 for your wine kit fund. You know, we're reaching the sky slowly but surely. $2. Thank you, doing the most. I appreciate that. Down in hot water. I honestly love one of my, well, not favorite. It's not a mead. I made a wine. I made a Shiraz wine about a year and a half ago, and I bought a kit, and it's honestly frigging amazing. And it's one of those things. I have 4 or 5 bottles left, and at this point, I'm like, I have to get more bottles of this because it is, or I have to buy another kit to create more because I have to wait such a long time for it to be good, to my standards, I should say. And so, yeah, I don't know. Ooh, this is totally. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I can set something up. I wonder if I can do this well. Hold on. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. $4 is better than nothing. Yeah. It's Shiraz. That's really how it's spelled. Is Shiraz. It has a SH. It's Shiraz. Shiraz. Michelle, thank you for the $2.99. Appreciate you. There should be this thing that pops right here. I'm gonna have a chat with Doing the Most about Streamlabs because apparently Homeboy said that these things, something pops up, but nothing is popping up there, my friend. Sure as is what I say. That's what I say for sure. I thought it was sure as, not chore as, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Hold on, let me grab. Where is it? Window. Oh, that's not what I want. Hold on, y'all. JK. This is why you don't do things on the fly. I'm trying to give something new. This is what I wanted to do earlier, but guess what? My dog ate my headphone, so I did not get that. Window. Oh, there it is. Boom. Oh. Well, this is massive. Hold on. We're going to make this work for sure. Y'all, we're doing a beer tier list. How many of you guys know what a... Oh, I think I'm going to make some people mad tonight with this. I guess I need to make that a little wider. Down a little bit. I was saying, the part of this problem is that y'all are going to get mad because this tier list has a lot of stuff on here that I don't know. So, here's this tier list. Ready? I'm going to get rid of myself. Sorry. Let's be real. You just need to hear my voice. Here's our tier list. I'm going to try to get to where you can still see the chat. If you're watching the chat right now, you might need to go full screen because we're going to get a little crazy. Okay, so here's a tier list. How do you add to the wine kit fund? I don't know. I think there's a donate button. Doing the most. You help me out, my friend. BC. All right, ready for this? Let's see how mad people get. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Is this still in frame? Okay. Oh, it's not quite in frame. Hold on. Struggle bus. You don't need to see me. Boom! S tier. Okay. There are a bunch of these here I don't know. Would you consider Angry Orchard a beer? What? Who's considering that a beer list? That's not true. Okay. I don't know some of these. I'm gonna skip over some of them, only because I feel like they're not that appropriate because I don't know them. Fat Tire. I'm a decent fan of Fat Tire. I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna start up here. I'm probably gonna move things around. Fat Tire's pretty good, pretty classic. Goose Island. I don't know if you guys have had that. It's also up there. It's decent. Beer tier list. Interesting. Coors Banquet. What do y'all think of Coors Banquet? I love saying Coors like you're from Oklahoma. That's how a lot of people say it here. Got the Coors. Give me a Coors Light. I'm sure some people are going to be mad that things are happening. That I'm doing a beer tier list on a Mead channel. But here we are. 2021. Goose Island has some good stuff, for sure. I would not say, okay, Coors. Get a Coors Banquet. A crushable. If you're on like, look, I'm stuck on a desert island and I need something that's very close to water, I'm gonna for sure crush a Coors. So, in the regards of high tier beer, not there. The Coors is not it. There are a bunch of these. I'm just gonna throw these down here. Never tried. I've never tried that one. Let me get rid of all the ones I've never tried because I gotta put them off of here. Who? Oh, Colt 45. Listen. You ever had a Colt 45? What's the song? It is called Colt 45. Kurzliet. Oh man. Fat Tire is one of the best Belgian ale styles. Yeah. Are you planning on coming to Colorado anytime soon? I would love to. Honestly, would love to. However, I'm with COVID, barring COVID. I'm gonna throw all these natural ices down here. Modelo Negra. Honestly, though, decent beer. Guinness. Where are we gonna go with this guy? I'm more of a stout fan. I'll put him in the beer. I don't have one here yet that I'm like losing my mind over. Budweiser, get down there. Angry Orchard, Sculpin. Oh, have I had this one? I've had Ballast Point. Okay, Ballast Point is better. Ooh, now we're getting the thing. Okay, Fat Tire is definitely better than Ballast Point. Goose Island's also up there. Shock Top, easily crushable. Red's Apple, Okay, controversial. Ready for this? Y'all are gonna get mad. PBR, not a great beer, but I could easily crush it. I could crush a couple of those and feel content with my life. Anyone else a fan of PBR? Craig says $2. Gave me $2. Thank you so much. He says make some cider, please. Absolutely, I would love to do that. I need to get some fermenters first, and then I'll start breaking out in the world. PBR sucks. Sapporo, excuse me. PBR is better than Coors and Red. Now I'm saying it fully Oklahoma, unintentionally. Okay, we're continuing high quality. Ready? Again, things are gonna move. Blue Moon, C tier. It's mid world for me. Very crushable. Limerita, not the worst in my opinion. Bud Light Orange, hop down there. Bud Light, almost want to put you in never tried side. Bud Light, lime, I've tried you. Not a big fan. Dogfish Head. Oh, we're hopping up. We're getting close to the S tier now. Get down there, Coors Light. Come on, Bush. Get down there as well. Dos Equis, not the worst, not the best. Haven't tried that. I'm gonna get to the. Ooh, Sapporo though. Someone's saying Sapporo. I keep saying Sapporo. Is really decent. I could put that in that world. Tecate. Tried it, but not the best. Keystone. Wish I hadn't tried it. Miller. I don't know. Dos Equis, I feel like I'm staying pretty confident. Pacifico. Up there. C tier for me. For sure. For sure. Stella. I don't know what you guys think of Stella, but I think Stella's decent. I'm going to put Samuel Adams. Boston Lager. Oh, it's equal there. Heinekens aren't bad either. Ooh, Lagunitas. I'm a big Lagunitas fan. I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm definitely up there. Haven't tried these. I haven't tried the Citradelic from New Belgium. Haven't tried this. Hold on, let me get rid of all the stuff I haven't tried. Smirnoff Ice, y'all. Ready for this? S tier. Best thing that's ever happened. Oh man, can you imagine how many of you guys would like would possibly unsub to me if I had said that in all reality that the Smirnoff was the best thing I've ever tried? I'm curious how many of you guys would be like, nah, I'm out. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't really know. Lagunitas definitely over there. Over a lot of things. I haven't tried that. Michelob Ultra, honestly, I could get behind it. Never tried I don't think I've actually had Miller Lite. Or haven't had any of these. Now we're getting to these. I haven't had the Old English 800. I know that I've seen it before. Ooh, Summer Shandy. That's crushable. That's crushable. King Cobra. Mark's Hard Lemonade. I could crush a couple of those. It's not quite C tier. We're up there. I haven't tried the Youngling either. Milwaukee's Best. Never tried it. All Day IPA. That's going up there. Actually, it's pretty good. Henry's Hard Soda. I could crush a few of those. Not the most crazy thing. I could crush some. Unfortunately, I could crush some White Claws. That's my list, y'all. In all of its glory. Hate me now or not. I'm bringing next time over. You better do. Oh man, this is my list. Oh, I'm gonna pull it over here. So this is a more extensive list than I see. There's no S tier. Okay, hold on. Maybe I'll adjust. If I had to put one of these to S tier, one of them has to be from the A tier for sure. This Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA of the three is more preferred in my opinion. I'm not, surprisingly, of all the IPAs I've had, I'm not the biggest IPA fan, but this one is pretty good. The New Belgium and the Lagunitas are also very good. So that's my list. If you're gonna drink a 40, it better be OE. Old English. You know, I've seen it in the world, but I've never actually tried it. Holy crap! Texas Longhouse Mead. Holy cow, man! Thank you so much for the $50. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Whew. I had a moment. I had a little heart palpitation right there. That was a whew. Thank you so much for that. That is so kind of you. Man. That is extremely kind. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. And you're in the Discord and whew. Yeah. Fat W, Texas Longhouse. with the fattest W of all tonight. He is just laid down the biggest W. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. You were on the podcast 2 weeks ago too. So, man, I'm just so thankful for you. Maya, are you commenting and people not seeing your stuff? Man. Jake, what is going on? Y'all chill out. Thank you so much, Jake. With the $19.99. Oh my gosh. You guys are being too kind. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. You guys are so kind. Jake, thank you so much, my friend. Oh, sorry, Alfred. Didn't mean to do that. You're visible now. Thank you, Jake. Oh my gosh. You guys are so kind. It's beyond me why on earth you'd ever donate to me, but thank you so much. You have no idea how much that blesses me. So, thank you. Holy cow. I turn it around. Dog eats going from the emotion of anger towards my dog to being extremely happy. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you, Texas, Longhouse Mead, and Jake for financially helping me too. But also, thank you guys so much for just being here. This is nice. I appreciate that. I hope. Let me know if I can do something for you, because I owe you guys something. For sure, I owe you guys big time. It seems like he has to make a payment now. I made a payment. What do you mean? I've made the Game of Thrones payment. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I need to make a true payment. I'm actually revisiting very soon, only because someone commented on my peanut butter and jelly mead video from like a year and a half ago, just asking about it, and I definitely want to revisit that and try to make the peanut butter jelly mead even better this time, but I want to do it in one video. I don't, how do I put this tactfully? I like watching videos that are one whole piece. I think if you are breaking your videos out into 3-part content, or multiple parts just to try to get content out, you're kind of cheating the viewer, because the viewer wants to see the whole process and you're not valuing the time of the person. So I myself have done this in the past. I think I've learned from my mistake. Therefore, I will be producing a peanut butter jelly mead video in one video, not 3. That's my goal. Make a payment now besides Game of Thrones. Absolutely, Jake. I'm on it, man. I would love to do it. Honestly, like, I was semi-pleased with the Game of Thrones one. It didn't ferment out completely, and I was extremely shocked that the Lalvin EC1118 stopped at like 14, or stopped at 13%. It's like, what the heck? Why on earth would that yeast, who's like literally just elbowing other things in the face, stop at 18%? So I don't know. I think I can do better, and I will do better. Boom. That's my goal. I will absolutely make that. Doing the most says, have you hit the like button? If not, go smash like now. I agree. I appreciate that. Truly, I'll say this. I have been extremely blessed by people like Jake and Texas Longhouse Mead, who have donated to me, and I am extremely thankful to them and for them for their contribution, because it means the world to me to receive that, but also means that I can continue to make content in a meaningful manner. And I promise you, everything that I receive goes to do something more with the channel. And I this year has been a growth year in the regard that I have made sure to separate everything that is mead making and everything that is personal. And so literally every penny that I've earned from my mead making YouTube side and everything has gone right back to do more For example, the camera, I know that streaming might downgrade the quality, but the camera I bought was to make better quality videos. So there's stuff like that. Is just, I want to continue to make better quality stuff for you. I want to make sure that you guys understand how thankful I am for your support, and that I'm truly doing something more with it and not just shoving it in my pocket and running away, because I don't think that's a great way to live life. You got to support the people who support you. You got to give to the people who give to you. Chris says, like the one part whole video is best. I do too. As a dude who has a short attention span, if I have to search through multiple things, then my brain just gives up. So it's probably bad. Squeeps says, you're going to grow and make many people get into Mead. I hope so. I subbed like 4 weeks ago. Thank you. I appreciate that. My hope is just to share recipes and other various things. So my hope is that. Doing the Most says, donating toward a vote for a Sangiovese piment. What on earth is that? But I'm all for it. Thank you, BC. Shout out to you. Shay says that it's because of you that I ever considered making mead. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Shay. I appreciate that. I would love to hear about your stuff whenever it comes out. Would love to hear about your meads. I'm curious to see, and I'm excited for you. Jacob says, any tips for brewing a butterscotch mead? I don't know, to be honest with you. I've never brewed a butterscotch mead, but I assume that you'd have to use a lot of the butterscotch, whatever they are, candies. And I don't know how you would contrast honey character to butterscotch. That seems a little bit wild. I don't have a lot of great details, or a lot of great info for you, rather. I think that you just have to go for it and record your results. A lot of the things that happen on my channel are recipe testing and A/B testing, and my hope is that I can share those results with people so that they can then make a further judgment. You can do that yourself, Jacob. You can try this and come back and throw it on a Reddit, throw it on a Facebook group, and say, hey, I tried this with the Lalvin D47 and it turned out good, or I tried this with the Lalvin D47 and it turned out bad. I give it a shot. Let us know what you think. Lester says, I also started mead making, because of your channels. Thank you, Lester. I'm super glad you're here as well. I think that it's a lot of fun to continue to make content for mead making, but also to make content with other mead makers like BC, like Doing the Most, who's in our chat right now. I want to, of course, point you guys to him, because he truly... I've seen how hard he works on his videos, and as hard as I think I work, I think BC goes above and beyond for his viewers and for you guys. And so I want to for sure send people his way. If you want to see even quote more interesting content, go check him out for sure. Welcome, Andrew. Jake, I voted Sangiovese. I think I'm saying that wrong. Piment. I gotta look up what that even means, because I honestly don't know. Squeeps says, can adding fruit to your secondary make it harder to clear out using a cold crash? Maybe. Depends on the fruit. If it is a highly pectic fruit, meaning like an apple or a pear or something like that, sometimes it can be hard to clear, but otherwise it's not crazy. Craig, thank you for the $2, my friend. I appreciate you. He says, can you please make a medieval style mead video? Yeah, I need to put that on the list. I got a running list of videos to make, but I think that'd be an interesting one. I'll throw that up there. Lester says, I watched both your videos and Doing the Most. Love it, love it. Tony says, where would you get Sangiovese grapes? I literally have no idea. 0% idea where I would get those grapes. So if you got ideas, maybe I'll find them. Regardless, I have thankfully to my friends who have donated and helped me out with this tonight, I have the ability to do this, and so I will again send the funds back into this mead making world and find those grapes. Clay says if you could make a caramel with coconut oil, you might be able to make something like butterscotch. Interesting. My apple pie mead is a week in. I'm so excited, says Britt. That's awesome. You'll have to let me know how that turns out. I don't know if you're using my recipe or someone else's, but I'm curious how it turns out ultimately. Squeep says, have you thought about beekeeping as a hobby? I haven't actually entertained the thought. In truth, I've been like, it's been up there, but I haven't really done anything with it. It's just been like hey, that'd be cool. Now I gotta do something about it for sure. Lester says, what are your thoughts on salt in a mead? I do wonder if it changes, obviously, the chemistry of the fermentation. I don't know how it changes the chemistry of the fermentation, but I do think that you have to factor in maybe a specific yeast. I don't know. I don't understand it completely, so I'm not going to start spitting facts for something I don't understand. So, yeah, we'll see if I can try that in the future and then come back with some greater data. Maya says, I still think making a small batch, half gallon is a good way to test that. Absolutely. I am all about the half gallons. I've got a bunch of these half gallon carboys that are really nice for testing. So I'm definitely going to plan on doing that. Craig says, thanks. Many people like myself have gotten the mead because of the history and thought of Vikings, knights, kings, peasants drank mead, and it would be awesome to pay homage to the history. I agree. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Make it from the closet of what? I don't know how to say that. Sir Digby opened. Interesting. I need to look that up. I'll have to come back to the stream and remember that. Jason says, have you done a video showing off your mead room? I did a video. Oh gosh, it's almost been 3 years now since I moved into here. But I did a starter video before the shelving, before all the crazy stuff. So I might need to do an updated one. The truth is, it's a pretty small room. BC can say, you know, it's pretty small. Hold on, I gotta give me one moment. It's pretty small, so I'm gonna back this audio up. There we go. And it's not a lot of touring to be done, but I will do something. I should do something. Chris says, I think the smallest batch I'd ever consider would be a 1 gallon. Yeah, I don't think it's bad to do 1 gallons by any means. Half gallons are pretty small, arguably. However, it is a good way to just test the waters and see if something is going to work or not. So if you're like experimenting with something real sketchy and you're like, you know, doing the most on his Brews Labs, which is his Twitch channel, or his Twitch show, I should say, just a durian. If you're going to make a durian mead, it's probably not the best bet to go big and say, I'm going to make a 25 gallon durian mead. Maybe you make something smaller, a gallon, half gallon, something like that. Have you tried any wild strains of yeast? Absolutely. So this right here, there's not much left of it. This is a wild yeast fermentation. This is a blueberry wild yeast fermentation. It's even more wild because I started with snow as the water for this one. I didn't do like a weird honey or anything, but I started with snow as the water, and I started with blueberries as the wild yeast, and it was, it is actually very good, honestly. Tony says, oh man, making a mead out of honey from your own beehives would literally be doing the most. I agree. Absolutely. Maybe we get him to get the beehives. Absolutely. Experimenting with 1/2 gallon works to test. Absolutely. I agree. Durian is in the garage. Does it smell? I'm curious. Is there an odd aroma coming from that? Because I can only imagine that you are experiencing some things. Squeeps, yeah, the wild yeast is a little bit scary. only in that you don't know what's going to happen. This thing right here stopped at 10.5%. And I back sweetened with maple syrup. It actually stopped. So the wild yeast themselves were really confident. They made it literally to 10.5%. It's pretty interesting. So it was a fun test for sure. Craig says, what's the ABV on the wild yeast? 10.5%. Yep, so it reached a pretty good level. Andrew, yeah, dude, honestly, I am extremely pleased. When I made the mead initially, I was like, it's gonna be okay. Pretty pleased. Very pleased, actually. During it, yeah. Maya says, question, I keep hearing about keeping your mead in low light conditions, yet so many of your meads sit in walls full of light. Is that good or bad or indifferent? Well, here's the truth of it. I don't have a lot of great data, for one, because I haven't put an A/B test. This room is a enclosed garage. Half of it, this little 8-foot space, is it has no windows, for one, so there's no light. When I turn off the lights, there's no light in here. And there's a wall separating. So there's literally no light for probably 85% of the days other than when I record. So I can't say that I have accurate data. I haven't noticed anything wild in between. But maybe there's a difference. I would like to put it to the test one day. We'll see. We'll see. I wish I had a better answer for you, Maya. I'm so sorry. Gotta send one of those seeds. Do it. Send it to Michelle. Clay says, my first mead today is a traditional mead made with raw organic honey. Ooh. Keep it classic. Keep it traditional, for sure. Texas says it's UV light that they are referring to the most of the time when they talk about lighting. Yeah, I think if you have some weird lighting that's like, well, all lighting that is not sunlight is unnatural. But specifically, if you have like the UV, like Texas is saying, the UV light that is like the specific frequency, I don't really know. I'm not a scientist. Maybe that could interfere with fermentation / aging stage. I know that it really hits hops hard, so you got to watch out for that. Like Tanner said, it hits hard. Hops very hard. I don't know that, like Tanner said, I don't know that it translates to mead exactly. Maya says, so many rules. I hang out with man-made mead because it seems like more common sense. I'm trying to present common sense, but, you know, I'm learning. I think the truth of it at the end of the day is that as much as you guys might learn from me, you're also learning while I learn. And so when I totally goof up and I make some, I make a mead that it blows up, I'm going to share with you guys that, hey, this mead blew up because I put whatever in it, or I put too many graham crackers in this mead because this, or whatever. So I'm going to share that with you guys as much as I can. My channel's will never be the guy who gives you the perfect option. It's going to be the guy who puts the stuff to the test and then gives you the result that I get. Screep says, do a fruit tier list when you can. Absolutely. I think that one will be a little bit... Well, I feel like it'll be... Only because people like some people like oranges more than apples. And so, I think it'd be more personal. But I could definitely... I don't know. I guess if you relate it to mead making, possibly. I didn't know what else to do. My graham crackers, yeah. I actually use graham crackers in some of my other mead recipes, like my apple pie bochet. That's a great one. In my peanut butter and jelly mead that I'm planning on making soon, again, I will absolutely use graham crackers because they provide bready flavor and spices and various stuff like that. So I'm gonna do that again. Yeah, I have a long list. I've had a very good week very fun week, I should say, in regards to new mead video ideas. There's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, he went for it. Definitely went. Somebody recently reached out to me, the past month, said they're attempting to do my apple pie bochet or possibly the peanut butter jelly mead, and I use graham crackers in both. And they lived in Australia, or live in Australia rather, and they said it is, what was it, $30 to get a single pack of graham crackers, which here is like $3 because of shipping and those things. So I found that fascinating, and he was asking about alternatives, and honestly, I have no reference for alternatives to graham crackers because I don't really know. I hadn't thought about it. Being in the U.S. and being blessed enough to be able to go pick up graham crackers or whatever I want from the store, I just hadn't thought about that. So, yes, I've used graham crackers many a time. Ooh, a list of ingredients, hardest to easiest to use. Ooh, that'd be interesting. I like that. Tony says something went wrong with my auto siphon and it caused a lot of air bubbling during transfer. Is my mead ruined? No. Especially Tony, if you moved it over at month 1, yes, oxygenation or oxidization is a thing. Those words are so interchangeable. But you don't have to worry about it too much. In truth, like, the mead itself is very does not get extremely affected by oxidizing, and so I think that I wouldn't be too concerned. Yeah, I think you'll be okay. Jake says, I appreciate you telling us your goof ups. It makes it more relatable, like I am learning with you, which is awesome. Absolutely. Again, I will never claim to know everything. In fact, I try to, especially nowadays when I make a recipe, at the end of the video, I like to try and say, here's what I would have done different. Because I think claiming that your recipe from the start was perfect, that you created, made up, is silly. The durian fruit mead idea is living rent-free in my mind. Oh, man. I lost my light again. That might be my sign to close the bar down tonight. He could try and make his own graham crackers. He definitely could. I think that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting for sure. All right, friends. It has been a fantastic stream. Again, I am so thankful for everybody who has shown up and just said hi. And even if you've just watched, you haven't commented in the chat, I'm thankful for you being here. This is the Mead community. The Mead community is built of people who want to show up and learn or want to show up and just chat. And there are lots of avenues to do so. For example, I have a whole bunch of slide stuff, but I'm not even going to do it. Go check out the Discord. There's a link down in the description. There's a Facebook page if you want to be part of the man-made mead makers, as we call them. And it's, again, more people to talk to. There's the channel, of course. I'm here to answer questions and help out in whatever ways I can. And there's just ways to support the channel. I'm very thankful for you guys. Very thankful for the people who have donated to me. If you want to support me, of course, just like and subscribe and that stuff. But also, check out those things below. There is a link. I'll try and put it in the description for the t-shirts. If you want to purchase a t-shirts and get a shirt for yourself and support the channel, all that stuff. Enough of my plugs. Thank you guys so much for your time. I hope you have a great night. I have had a great time, and I cannot wait until next Sunday, which will be the 3/14 at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will see you all again. You guys are the best. I hope you have a great night. Cheers.